Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be doing Uncoloring Bizarro. I'm going to uncolor them. You're going to see me pull the water out and separate the colors and then put them back on the pencils, because that's something that I haven't done very much of, but I do kind of get excited about the prospect of working backwards, which I don't get to do often enough, and really Bizarro is the best character for this. So I'll jump back and forth to fast motion so I don't have to bore you with the whole process, because it is kind of timely or time intensive. Hang out, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Alright, I'm going to start by pulling out some of these blues, these light blues, and talk a little bit about Bizarro. I like the character. I don't actually know why I have such an affinity for the guy. Big lug. I'd probably, again, the animated series. That's what I mean, fall in love with him. From what I understand, he's at times been, his origin was that he came from a square planet, so he, in a backwards dimension, and then for a time he was a badly made clone of Superman, which I'm sure when they're cloning us, they've got the technology down correctly. I'm sure that's not really so much of an issue. Anyways, I don't know which version of, or it's not really the origin that's important to me as much as it is that, again, I want to say it was the voice acting and the writing for the animated series that made me, love the characters as much as I do. And now, from what I understand, he is in the book Red Hood and the Outsiders, which was like an old Batman and the Outsiders, which is a series I used to collect, actually. And now he's a kind of partly good guy. What I tell the kids is kind of like the Hulk. He's not necessarily a bad guy. He just gets confused often, and that can happen to anybody, right? So that, again, I have an affinity for the big lug, and I'm not exactly sure what I can tie it to. Yeah, I do. I do like the guy, and maybe it's his simpletonness. I know it's, I do have an affinity for the characters who have a great visual impact, and I think when people see Bizarro for the first time, if they're not familiar with him, they're like, "Oh, Superman! Oh no, not Superman," which is probably a funny moment, right? I'm recognizing this is a lot harder than I thought it would be, but I'll probably go into fast motion to kind of, not something you get to do every day. Pull out water, pull out color off the paper. So really, I probably could only do it with Bizarro. I can't think of another character in which it would make sense to do the same process. And again, depending on how successful this turns out to be, I will or won't do more of these. Again, probably just Bizarro, but I mean these areas here, pulling out without affecting the colors next to it. And constantly having to dry out my brush, pulling the water from the page and drying out the brushes. And that's a process I'm familiar with. I'm just glad I didn't have to pull out the hairdryer for every different attempt I make. Alright, that pulled up all the water, leaving me only with the dry pencil marks, which is pretty good. That means I can pull up these dry pencils. Now, so the next step is going to be, I got to pull up the top colors, but leave the undercolors behind. That is going to be tricky, I'm sure, in certain areas, especially I expect the reds will be difficult, just to leave the green behind. But you can give it a try. Why don't you stick around? I'll go back into fast motion. You can see what that looks like. Alright, so that is pulling up all the overcolors. Now I just only left the undercolors, which was not as hard as I thought it would be, but it was some tasks with certain colors. Some colors, more intense, more driven into the painting than others. So let me go ahead and pull up the undercolors, and then we'll get about finished. Yep, and that's how I uncolored Bizarro. It was a little trickier than I thought it was going to be. The blues didn't give me that much problems, but the reds really wanted to stay where they were. I mean, that's not surprising. Reds get that trait about it where it wants to be semi-permanent or permanent. But listen, if you didn't like the video at all, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribe, that's the right thing to do. Actually, no. If you don't like the video, subscribe, of course, obviously, to this channel. And maybe if you didn't like it, send it to all your friends, see if they don't like it as well. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out again. We'll do some more videos real soon. Cheers.